Recently, there's been a huge uproar about hidden camera footage from a hotel. The videos circulating everywhere online, causing quite a stir. I casually clicked on it and saw the female lead's succubus tattoo. My scalp instantly tingled. Isn't it the same tattoo my wife got for me the year we married? Hey, Chen, seen the news? Big scandal at a hotel. Hidden camera footage gone viral. Xiao Li whispered, leaning in conspiratorially, his phone screen practically shoved in my face. I was staring at my computer, stressing over next month's KPIs, with no time for gossip. Stuff like this happens every day. What's the big deal? I waved him away impatiently. This time it's different. The woman's figure is incredible, and I heard she has a tattoo. Xiao Li winked, his tone suggestive. A few colleagues gathered around, chattering excitedly. Really? How good is her figure? Let me see. I've watched the video in the group chat 3 times already. That waist, those legs, absolutely stunning. The group chat exploded with buzzing discussions. I wasn't interested at first, but their vivid descriptions piqued my curiosity. Lao Chun, take a look. You'll regret it if you miss this. Xiao Li held his phone out, urging me to open the video. I hesitated, but couldn't resist the temptation. I usually scoff at this kind of thing, but my colleagues were going crazy over it, hyped up like they'd been injected with something. They even added a string of hee-hee-hees and kept saying, "Isn't this exciting?" So I casually clicked on it. The video was blurry and shaky, but the woman's figure was undeniably alluring. Her pale skin, slender waist, swaying with every movement, was tantalizing. I was about to close it when I noticed a faint tattoo on her lower abdomen. Succubus, wings spread, a wicked smile on its face. My breath hitched, and I almost dropped my phone. That tattoo was identical to the one on my wife's lower abdomen. A chill ran down my spine, and my breathing quickened. My wife got that tattoo the year we married. She said it was to commemorate her rebellious youth, a promise to be a good wife and mother. She's been acting strange lately, coming home late every day, claiming she's taking fitness classes. She's even been putting off her late-night activities, my favorite. I was distracted all day, the tattoo from the video and my wife's recent behavior flashing through my mind. Trembling, I opened my wife's WeChat, took a deep breath, and asked as calmly as possible, "Honey, what time are you coming home tonight? Shall we have dinner together?" An almost instant reply, "Hubby, I have a Pilates class tonight. I'll be back late, so I won't be joining you for dinner." I fought back the turmoil inside, replying, "Okay, be safe." I felt like I was on pins and needles, anxiety and suspicion gnawing at me. I met my wife, Lin Wan, during graduate school. I was a typical, uninteresting computer science nerd, stiff and dull. She was a talented artist, full of spirit in every gesture and smile. We were from 2 different worlds, but met by chance during a club activity. Lin Wan's laptop had malfunctioned, and when she was at her wit's end, I stepped forward and fixed it in a jiffy. We gradually became acquainted. I was captivated by her vivacity and cheerfulness, and among her many suitors, my sincerity made me stand out. Upon graduation, we got married. Now, our 2nd anniversary was approaching. Could she really have done something to betray me? Worried, I returned home. As I pushed open the door, the aroma of food greeted me. The table was laden with steaming dishes, all my favorites. Lin Wan, wearing an apron, peeked out from the kitchen and said with a smile, "Honey, you're back. I guess you want to eat at home tonight, so I skipped my Pilates class." I froze, a wave of warmth washing over me. The doubts and anxieties I had felt moments before dissipated. "Honey, have you heard? There's a scandalous video circulating online about hidden cameras in a hotel." I probed tentatively at the dinner table, observing her expression. As she served me rice, Lin Wan replied casually, "Oh, really? I haven't heard anything about it. Work has been so busy lately, I haven't had time to check my phone." She handed me the bowl of rice, her eyes clear and showing no sign of anything amiss. I discreetly studied Lin Wan. She was still gentle and caring, picking up food for me and asking about my day. I started to wonder if I had overthought things. Maybe it was just a coincidence. After all, There's so many people who look alike in this world, and tattoos could be identical too. After dinner, Lin Wan cleared the table, her slender figure bustling about in the kitchen. Watching her, I was filled with guilt. Perhaps I shouldn't have doubted her. In the evening, my wife came out of the shower, her hair dripping wet, her body exuding the fragrance of shower gel, and nestled in my arms as usual. "Honey," Lin Wan snuggled against me and started to act coquettishly. I looked down. Her loose bathrobe was slit open at the lower abdomen, and the brightly visible succubus tattoo made my body stiff. So I reached out and turned off the light. In the darkness, I could feel Lin Wan's warm breath. She rubbed against me like a lazy cat, but my heart felt like it was stuck with a thorn, and I didn't need to respond to her. Soon, her even breathing came. Like a thief, I secretly took Lin Wan's phone after she fell asleep. WeChat, chat records, payment records, photo albums, even her hidden private space. I carefully checked everything. Clean, unexpectedly clean. Her chat records with her best friend were full of compliments like, "Your husband is so good to you, I envy you so much, and be happy forever." And even private topics like, "How's his technique?" Lin Wan's reply was, "We're an old married couple, it's still the same, but he's really good to me. Love you, moi." Could it be that I'm overthinking it? I began to reflect on my paranoia. Perhaps the woman in the video just looks like Lin Wan. After all, there are too many coincidences in this world. That tattoo could also be a coincidence. I put the phone back in its original place, let out a long sigh of relief, and felt a lot more relaxed. Guilt flooded over me like a tide, and I started to treat Lin Wan even better. Every day, I made her breakfast in different ways, rushed home from work to accompany her, bought her various gifts, and wished I could take my heart out and show it to her. I even had a sudden idea to convert the spare room at home into a small gym, specifically for her. This way you don't have to run so far to Pilates class every day, I excitedly suggested to her. Lin Wan's eyes flickered, and she stammered, "This isn't very good. The house is already small. Putting those equipment there will take up too much space. Besides, I'm fine practicing at the gym, and I can be with my friends. It's more lively." My heart sank, and a sense of unease welled up in my heart again. In the evening, Lin Wan said she was going to have dinner with friends. I sat alone in the empty house, my mind in a mess. As if possessed, I walked into the study and opened Lin Wan's computer. I aimlessly browsed through her files. I've already looked through WeChat and QQ. There shouldn't be anything to find, right? Wait, QQ? I clicked on her QQ space and flipped through page by page. Lin Wan in the photos was young and tender, full of youthful vitality. Suddenly, a photo caught my eye, and my breath hitched. In the photo, Lin Wan was nestled in a man's arms, both of them smiling brightly and sweetly. I took out my phone and carefully compared them. This man was clearly the uncensored male protagonist in a short video. The dates on the photos were all from Lin Wan's university days. Was this man her ex-boyfriend from college? I continued to scroll down, and more photos popped up. They traveled together, celebrated birthdays together, and were intimate. The interaction between Lin Wan and the man in the comment section was even more glaring. "Honey, I love you so much. Baby, I love you too. Together forever." I felt my blood freeze, and a chill ran from the soles of my feet to the top of my head. What struck me like lightning was that in a comment under a photo together, I saw this sentence, "Honey, for you, I got a succubus tattoo. Does it look good?" The date of the comment was the year we got married. I mechanically shut down the computer, collapsing into my chair, my mind a complete blank. It took a long while for me to recover. I had to figure out what was going on with that short video. As a programmer, employing some technical skills was a piece of cake. I started tracing the source of the video, and through some special channels, I found the original, unedited version. Trembling, I clicked on the video and used software to remove the mosaic. The woman in the video was really Lin Wan. My vision went black, and I nearly fainted. Rage erupted like a volcano. I wanted to rush to Lin Wan immediately, confront her, and tear her apart. But I quickly calmed down. No, I couldn't tip her off. Since she had been able to hide this from me for so long. She must have another phone. I had to have solid evidence to leave her speechless. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to calm down, and started to think about my next plan. I needed to find Lin Wan's other phone or other evidence that could prove her infidelity. I quickly installed cameras in the corners of our home, and for the next few days, I watched the recorded footage whenever I had free time. Then one afternoon, I saw Lin Wan sneakily walk into the bathroom and then fiddle with the ceiling. My heart skipped a beat. I immediately zoomed in on the image and saw her pull a phone out of the gap in the ceiling. So I found an opportunity. During work, I rushed home midway and went straight to the bathroom to retrieve the phone from the ceiling. I raced against time to copy all the software on the phone and implanted Trojan monitoring software. Back at the company, I couldn't wait to open the photos and videos on the phone. As expected, it was full of intimate photos and videos of Lin Wan and that man, even some of them on our wedding bed. My heart felt like it was being stabbed by knives, the excruciating pain followed by extreme nausea. I started investigating the man in the short video. His name was Cheng Fei, Lin Wan's college classmate and her first love. He went abroad for further studies in his senior year and returned to China, now working as a senior executive in a foreign company. He has a foreign wife and a child. Cheng Fei's pinned Weibo post read, "If I hadn't gone abroad, we would have a family by now." Lin Wan's blatant stung me. Ha, how ironic, a pair of cheating dogs, each having an affair and still pretending to be in love. I must make them pay. I anonymously sent the compiled information to Cheng Fei's foreign wife. Holding the phone I'd retrieved from the ceiling, I waited to confront my wife. As soon as Lin Wan entered, I feigned surprise, walking towards her with the phone. "Wife, what's this?" Lin Wan's face instantly paled, her lips trembling, unable to speak. This is mine," she stammered, her eyes darting around, avoiding my gaze. I raised the phone. "Your phone hidden in the ceiling? What's on it? Let me see." I casually opened the photo album. Pictures flashed across the screen. Intimate photos and videos of Lin Wan and Cheng Fei, and even Lin Wan collapsed onto the floor, sobbing into her hands. "Husband, I was wrong. Please forgive me. Just this once, I won't do it again." She wept hysterically, trying to grab my hand, but I flung it away. "Husband, I was wrong, I really was. It was Cheng Fei, he tricked me. He promised me a high-paying job, so I sobbed. I did it all for this family." Lin Wan cried, her makeup smeared, looking like a clown. I turned my face away in disgust, sneering inwardly. For this family? Did she really think I hadn't seen the encrypted chat logs, how she mocked my heavy workload, how I worked myself to death for money that was all hers? She mocked me like a fool. While I was exhausted from work and fell asleep, she was sending panting moans to her lover. Unmoved by her pleas, she crawled over and hugged my leg, crying, "Husband, please forgive me this once. I won't do it again. I'll do anything as long as we don't divorce." I squatted down, gripping her chin, forcing her to look at me. "I can forgive you. Under one condition," I said coldly. "Transfer all your assets, including the house and the car, to my parents' names." Lin Wan froze, her crying abruptly ceasing. She stared at me in disbelief. "All of it? But this is ours together." "Together? When you were cavorting with Cheng Fei, did you think about us being together?" I abruptly released her chin, wiping my hand in disgust. "The choice is yours. Either leave with nothing or wait for the court summons." Lin Wan's face was ashen, her lips quivering. I knew she enjoyed a comfortable life, thanks to my substantial income, while she was merely a housewife. She gritted her teeth and finally nodded. "Okay, I agree." Over the next few days, Lin Wan numbly cooperated with me in transferring all her assets. She deleted all photos, videos, and chat logs related to Cheng Fei, even destroying the phone hidden in the ceiling. Watching her like a stray dog, a sense of vengeful satisfaction surged within me. But this was just the beginning. Looking at the seemingly calm life, the calm Lin Wan, the anger in my heart burned even fiercer. I pretended to forgive her, go to work as usual, even treating her better than before. Lin Wan seemed to relax gradually, thinking I had truly forgiven her. She started taking the initiative with housework, trying to please me, even suggesting we have a child. But in reality, this was just the beginning. How could I, a man who holds grudges, let them off so easily? I hired a private investigator to look into Chen Fei, and sure enough, his wife and child had returned to the country, weary from their journey. I used her account to send Chen Fei a private message. "Want to see you?" Kissing emoji. As expected, Chen Fei quickly replied with an address, a budget hotel. I forwarded the address to Lin Wan using a virtual number and also informed the private investigator to give this address to Chen Fei's wife. For the next few days, I acted like nothing was amiss, eating, drinking, and regularly visiting Lin Wan's parents, expressing my care and concern. The elderly couple couldn't stop praising their good son-in-law. Lin Wan gradually let down her guard, thinking I had truly forgiven her. On the day of their rendezvous, I left home early under the pretext of a dinner engagement. I sat in the restaurant opposite the hotel lobby, sipping coffee. Chen Fei's car arrived first. He got out, looking around nervously like a thief. A few minutes later, Lin Wan appeared. She walked straight towards Chen Fei, and they entered the hotel lobby. They didn't notice the blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman already waiting for them inside. Thanks to the live text and picture updates from the private investigator, I waited deliberately for a while before going in. The hotel lobby was a mess. Selena, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, was straddling Lin Wan, slapping her face repeatedly and fiercely. Lin Wan's hair was disheveled, her face covered in scratches and blood, a far cry from her usual refined elegance. She cried, struggled, but couldn't fight back. Seeing this, Chen Fei tried to pull Selena off, but Selena grabbed a baseball bat from somewhere and swung it hard against his back. "Ah!" Chen Fei screamed, falling to the ground, clutching his back and groaning in pain. Selena roared, cursing in English mixed with broken Chinese. "You dog man and woman. I'm going to kill you." She swung the bat again and again, raining blows on Lin Wan and Chen Fei. The people around them scattered, afraid of getting caught in the crossfire. I stopped Selena, speaking to her in fluent English, suggesting they talk things out or I would call the police. Selena gradually calmed down and began to lament Chen Fei's betrayal and deception. She took out her phone, showing pictures and videos of Chen Fei and Lin Wan's intimate moments. Lin Wan pathetically explained to me that she only came to talk things out with Chen Fei and didn't intend to do anything to wrong me. I looked at her expressionlessly, said nothing, and took her directly back to her parents' house. Along the way, Lin Wan kept crying and explaining, trying to regain my trust. But I remained silent, like an emotionless statue. I dragged Lin Wan back to her parents' house like a chicken. The two elderly people nearly fainted when they saw their daughter's miserable state. "What happened? Wan Wan, what's wrong with you?" My mother-in-law hugged Lin Wan, heartbrokenly stroking her swollen face. I sneered and tossed the photos and videos Selena had provided onto the coffee table. "Dad, Mom, see for yourselves. This is your good daughter." In the photos, Lin Wan and Chen Fei were embracing in a hotel room, the scene obscene. The old couple's faces turned deathly pale, their lips trembling, unable to speak. "Divorce, we must divorce, and she must leave with nothing." My voice was icy, leaving no room for discussion. Lin Wan cried her eyes out, kneeling on the ground and hugging my leg. "Husband, I was wrong. It was that bastard Chen Fei who seduced me. I was momentarily possessed. I won't dare to do it again. Please forgive me. Don't divorce me." My father-in-law also tried to persuade me. "Son, Wan Wan was just confused for a moment. Just give her a chance. Which couple doesn't have their bumps? How can you just divorce like that?" My mother-in-law also echoed, wiping her tears. I disgustedly shook off Lin Wan's hand. "Don't touch me. Disgusting." I looked at the two elderly people, my tone softening slightly. "Dad, Mom, I understand how you feel, but I can't forgive this. I've given her too many chances, but she doesn't repent and instead gets worse. A woman like this, am I supposed to keep her around for the new year?" They still refused to sign the divorce agreement, saying they wouldn't agree to her leaving with nothing. My mother-in-law tearfully recounted how difficult Lin Wan's life had been from childhood to adulthood. "Son, we know you've been wronged. How about this, the apartment under Wan's name? Consider it compensation for you. What do you think?" My father-in-law said with a forced smile, carefully testing the waters. I remained silent with a sullen face. My mother-in-law immediately upped the ante. "And our Mercedes, we'll give it to you too. Son, for the sake of us, please forgive Wan this time." My parents were also called over, and the four elderly people took turns trying to persuade me. "After all, you're husband and wife. How can you just divorce like that?" My mom said with a pained expression. Wan is usually quite sensible. This time, she must have been momentarily possessed. My dad also chimed in. "Yes, son, forgive and forget. Besides, they've given enough compensation, so..." "Fine. Since you all insist, then I'll reluctantly agree." I pretended to sigh helplessly. "Mom and Dad, since you all insist, I'll give her another chance." As soon as Lin Wan heard me relent, she cried even harder, hugging my leg and kowtowing repeatedly. "Husband, I was wrong. I won't dare to do it again. I will definitely make it up to you." In the days that followed, Lin Wan was indeed obedient to me, to the point of servility. Every day, she cooked me different dishes, took care of all the housework, and even fought to wash my smelly socks. At night, she used all her charms, trying every way to please me. The anger in my heart finally subsided. Every day, I found new ways to torment her, and the sight of her seething but not daring to speak filled me with a dark satisfaction. Lin Wan's turning over a new leaf bored me. Every day's drama was the same. Her humble posture was like a dish left to cool, tasteless. I needed a stronger stimulant. "Cheng Fei, the culprit, it was your turn." I couldn't believe that silly woman, Selena, actually chose to forgive him. Since borrowing a knife to kill failed, I had to do it myself. Through a private investigator, I anonymously reported a packaged portion of the infidelity evidence to the Ethics Committee of Cheng Fei's company, a NASDAQ-listed foreign enterprise. Cheng Fei's father-in-law was the current CEO of this foreign enterprise, holding a considerable amount of shares. And Cheng Fei, as his right-hand man, held a high-level position and wielded significant power within the company. This foreign enterprise attached great importance to its employees' reputation and public image, especially regarding relationships between men and women, adhering to almost KKERP standards. To maintain equality between men and women, the company established an independent ethics committee specifically responsible for reviewing whether employees' conduct met the standards. For a while, I closely followed Cheng Fei's movements, expecting him to be investigated. Surprisingly, there was no sign of trouble within the company. Ordinary employees knew nothing, and Cheng Fei continued his routine commute, unaffected. I thought the matter had been buried, but then things took a turn. The private investigator discovered Selena making frequent visits to high-end law firms, consulting about property division and child custody. I originally thought this would be enough to ruin Cheng Fei's reputation and get him fired, but his father-in-law actually planned to use his connections to suppress the matter and settle it privately. Wishful thinking. I was waiting for this very moment. Just as Cheng Fei's father-in-law was preparing to pay off the ethics committee, I directly sent all the evidence to all of Cheng Fei's colleagues, including his immediate superiors, competitors, even the cafeteria ladies. The email subject was the eye-catching explosive XX company executives' infidelity, evidence attached, and the content was intimate photos and videos of Cheng Fei and Lin Wan, as well as their chat logs, perfectly showcasing his masterful skills in two-timing. Instantly, the company was in an uproar, rumors spreading like a virus. Foreign companies value their corporate image above all else. Cheng Fei's scandal quickly fermented, and the company's stock plummeted. Cheng Fei's father-in-law was held accountable and temporarily lost his position as CEO. He was furious and immediately kicked Cheng Fei out of the company, ordering him to divorce Selena. He even used all his connections to blacklist him throughout the industry, completely cutting off his future prospects. To vent his anger, he also hired people to teach Cheng Fei a harsh lesson, making him pay for his actions. Cheng Fei's once glamorous life instantly plummeted to rock bottom, leaving him with nothing. Watching Cheng Fei transform from a winner in life to a pariah, I felt a surge of exhilaration. I looked at the news, pushed on my phone, feeling a surge of pleasure. Lin Wan trembled before me, cautiously asking, "Honey, did you do what happened to Cheng Fei?" I didn't answer, just picked up my jacket and prepared to go out. "What do you want to eat tonight? I'll take you somewhere nice." I patted her face playfully, like teasing a pet dog. While Cheng Fei's life was in shambles, Lin Wan's was peaceful and serene. Perhaps realizing the need for her own income and career, she devoted herself entirely to becoming a social media blogger. Lin Wan cautiously asked me, "Husband, I want to do something, is that okay?" I raised an eyebrow, watching her nervous expression with amusement. "Oh, what do you want to do?" She bit her lip and softly said, I want to be a social media influencer, make videos, write articles, and things like that. I feel a little empty in my current life." I chuckled, twirling a strand of her hair around my finger. "Social media? All right, it'll keep you from getting into trouble." She was a dance major, beautiful, and with a great figure. The speed at which she gained followers still astonished me. Meanwhile, Cheng Fei had figured out that I was the mastermind behind his downfall. A few days later, Cheng Fei stormed to my door, fuming like a castrated bull. He pointed at me and yelled, "Chen Zixuan, you screwed me over." I looked at him with amusement, his pathetic appearance a delightful sight. "You bastard, you ruined everything." I couldn't help but laugh, slowly lighting a cigarette. "Ruined you? What was there left to ruin? Your house and car belong to your wife. Aren't you just a penniless loser now? As if you ever had anything to begin with. A freeloader living off your father-in-law, talking about being penniless? What did you ever own?" Completely enraged, he lunged at me like a rabid dog, but I pushed him away, sending him sprawling. "Just you wait. I'll expose everything about me and Lin Wan and ruin you too." As soon as he finished speaking, the door burst open. Lin Wan rushed out, tears of terror streaming down her face. "Cheng Fei, are you crazy? You can't tell anyone. Please, don't ruin me." She clutched his arm desperately, like a drowning person clinging to the last straw. Cheng Fei flung her off in disgust. "You have the nerve to beg me? If it weren't for you, would I be like this? You bitch." He slapped her across the face. The sharp sound brought a perverse satisfaction to my heart. "Get away. You think I still care about you? I have nothing left, and it's all thanks to you." Lin Wan collapsed on the ground, sobbing desperately. She scrambled back up and clung to his clothes. "Cheng Fei, I'm begging you. I can't lose this life. I can't lose everything." Her tears streamed down her face, ruining her makeup, making her look utterly pathetic. I watched this scene with amusement, as if enjoying a farce. "Let go." Cheng Fei yanked her away again, sending her tumbling to the ground. This time, she hit her forehead, drawing blood. Ignoring the pain, she scrambled up again, clawing and scratching at him. "It's all your fault. You ruined me. I hate you." I exhaled a smoke ring, smirking. This farce was getting more and more entertaining. Cheng Fei grabbed Lin Wan's hair and slammed her to the ground. Lin Wan screamed, struggling to get up, but he kicked her in the stomach, leaving her curled up in pain. I stubbed out my cigarette, walked over, and grabbed Cheng Fei by the collar. "Enough. Don't make a mess in front of my house." As expected, the internet exploded within 2 days. Cheng Fei went all out, revealing all the evidence that could prove his affair with Lin Wan. Chat logs, photos, hotel records, and even several indecent videos. In an instant, onlookers swarmed like sharks smelling blood. Lin Wan's meticulously managed social media account instantly fell, the comment section overflowing with obscenities and abuse. "Little slut, pretending to be so pure. Green tea bitch, playing the field. This? A goddess? More like a whore." Some even dug up Lin Wan's real name, address, phone number, and even her parents' workplace information. Lin Wan's peaceful life completely crumbled, replaced by overwhelming insults and humiliation. I watched the disgusting comments on my phone screen, a sneer curling my lips. Lin Wan called me, crying, her voice trembling violently. "Husband, what should I do? They all know." I feigned surprise. "Know what? About the affair? Netizens know?" She cried even harder. "What should I do? I can't live anymore." I snorted. "Can't live? When you were rolling around in bed with Chen Fei, why didn't you think about today?" She cried and begged me to help her, but I said I was powerless. I felt the fire wasn't burning brightly enough, so I added more fuel. I mass sent the link to Chen Fei's expose to all of Lin Wan's relatives and friends, including, of course, my parents. As expected, my mother's call came immediately, a barrage of curses from shameless to disgracing the family. Every nasty word imaginable. Finally, in a heartbroken tone, she urged me to divorce, saying that a woman like Lin Wan didn't deserve to be in our family. I've been waiting for these words. I immediately agreed, pretending to be heartbroken. As soon as I agreed to the divorce, my mother's tone softened, and she began to comfort me, saying, "A good man doesn't fear lacking a wife, and after the divorce, Mom will find you a better one." I suppressed my laughter, dealing with my mother's concern. As for Lin Wan, she had locked herself in her room for days, refusing to eat, drink, or answer any calls, like a wounded animal. I knocked on her door, my voice icy. "Let's get a divorce." A suppressed sob came from the room, followed by a long silence. Finally, the door opened, and Lin Wan floated out like a ghost. Her face was pale, her eyes vacant, her hair disheveled, completely devoid of her former elegance. "Okay." Her voice was hoarse, as if filled with sand. Looking at her ghastly appearance, I felt no pity, only a surge of perverse pleasure. I took out the divorce agreement I had prepared and placed it in front of her. "Sign it." She picked up the pen with trembling hands and signed her name. Looking at the two characters Lin Wan, a sneer curled my lips. I had won this game. The divorce procedures went exceptionally smoothly. Lin Wan was like a walking corpse, indifferent to everything. Stepping out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, I took a deep breath, feeling incredibly relaxed. Over at Lin Wan's, things spiraled into chaos. She locked herself in her room, refusing food, water, and words like the living dead. My mom visited her once and told me Lin Wan's eyes were vacant, her hair a mess, mumbling something incomprehensible. She was no longer the radiant online goddess, but a disheveled, rambling madwoman. Locked away, she refused any interaction, even rejecting food. Where her parents came to pack her belongings, Lin Wan didn't even react, letting them do as they pleased, a soulless puppet. Finally, her heartbroken parents took her away, leaving the city. As for Chen Fei, that punk wasn't doing well either. I'd already figured out his weakness for gambling, so I had someone kindly introduce him to an underground casino. Sure enough, he couldn't resist the temptation, dove right in, and quickly lost everything, ending up deep in debt. Debt collectors hounded him daily, even breaking his leg, I heard. I occasionally saw news about him online, all negative, debt evasion, pursued by creditors, assaulted. Seeing these reports filled me with a perverse satisfaction, more refreshing than an ice-cold beer. Life seemed to return to normal. I went back to work, keeping regular hours, living a structured life. But the peace didn't last. A call from Lin Wan's parents exploded like a bomb, shattering my tranquil existence. On the other end, the elderly couple sobbed hysterically. Lin Wan was missing. I was taken aback. What was this crazy woman up to? But I offered words of comfort, promising to help search. When that crazy woman disappeared, my first thought was that Chen Fei was behind it. After all, he hated Lin Wan, and he hated me too. I called the friend who had helped me take care of Chen Fei before, and subtly inquired about his recent situation. Sure enough, as I suspected, the kid had been quiet lately, and his creditors weren't bothering him anymore. This was strange. Given Chen Fei's character, How could he suddenly pay off his gambling debts? Unless he had found a new source of income. Thinking of this, a chill ran down my spine, and a sense of foreboding washed over me. I immediately called the police and told them my suspicions. The police were much more efficient than I expected. Within a few days, they had news. Cheng Fei was arrested, but the truth of the matter left me speechless. That bastard Cheng Fei, unable to repay his gambling debts, had actually driven out of desperation and tricked the confused Lin Wan away. His original plan was to sell her organs to pay off his debts. What a beast! By the time the police found Cheng Fei, Lin Wan was already dead. It was said that Cheng Fei had locked her in an abandoned warehouse, giving her only a little water each day, while he waited to contact a buyer. Lin Wan's mental state was already fragile, and coupled with hunger and fear, she died within a few days. That bastard Cheng Fei, probably afraid of being exposed, had actually thrown Lin Wan's body into a septic tank in the suburbs. Honestly, hearing about Lin Wan's death brought mixed emotions. Someone once so vibrant had now become a cold corpse, not even whole. To say I wasn't touched would be a lie. After all, I had truly loved her and had once envisioned spending my life with her. Ultimately, her parents were innocent. They treated their daughter like a treasure, afraid to drop her, afraid she would melt in their mouths, only to end up burying their own child. I helped Lin Wan's parents with the funeral arrangements. The urn didn't even contain a complete bone. Only some fragments recovered from the septic tank. Watching the two elderly people cry their hearts out, I felt a deep ache in my own heart. I returned Lin Wan's parents' house and car, considering it the final chapter of this relationship. On the day of the cremation, I watched the blazing flames, feeling empty inside. A once vibrant life, now reduced to a handful of ashes. Not long after, my parents' calls became more frequent, and their pressure for me to get married intensified. I understood their good intentions. They wanted me to settle down and have a stable life. But I was completely disillusioned with relationships now. I didn't want to repeat the same mistakes. Lin Wan's infidelity and her death weighed heavily on my heart, suffocating me. I needed time to heal, to rediscover the meaning of life. Finally, I decided to leave this city of heartbreak and start a new life in the South. The climate there was warm, spring-like all year round. Perhaps there, I could find my own peaceful sky.